Hello, this is Minister Sherry Tisdale, and I'm here today to talk to you about this woman with the issue of blood. I am coming from St. Mark, who is, according to the Everyday Guide to the Bible, um, one of the disciples, one of the original four um, that saw Jesus as a servant king, and he would record uh, everything that he did within the community. Also, um, Luke has an account of this happening, and he talks to Jesus. He sees Jesus as totally human, and he understood Jesus's journey. Um, in this chapter in St. Mark about the woman with the issue of blood, I was looking around on different books, and the book All the Women of the Bible by Herbert Lockyer, and he speaks of this woman with the issue of blood, and he says that uh, during this time that uh, Jesus was en route to heal Jairus's daughter, who coincidentally was 12 years old, and the woman with the issue of blood was coincidentally suffering for 12 years. Wow, this is both of them women, both of them coming at a time when uh, women were not empowered whatsoever. And this uh, is a uh, story of Jesus's being active in empowering women to heal. At this, empowering and healing them, making them whole, at a time when they had no whatsoever, had no, they didn't count women as being that valuable, but Jesus did. And we find that this woman's condition was such that she was isolated, rejected, and she had to live this life of being separated from her family, from her friends, from her community, and she had to like live this life of dejection. And she had used so much of her money, all of it, they say, going to various doctors here, there, everywhere. So she was desperate. Can you understand a feeling of being desperate and feeling rejected? Some of us today are feeling that same way. We lose ourselves in a bottle of alcohol, we lose ourselves in drugs, and we lose ourselves with sexual habits. And this woman, she 12 years away from her family, 12 years in a community, and having no way of getting healing and feeling better. But she heard about Jesus. Wow, what a wonderful thought of hearing about someone who can save souls, someone who has healed the sick, someone who has raised the dead. It was a wonderful time um, when she heard the message. Even more wonderful and forceful about it was when she applied herself in the mix. Well, I'm going to get healed. She was determined. She said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. Now, history records that the hem of Jesus's garment, because I ordered one of those shawls, and they have knots on the bottom of this shawl, and every knot is all of the things that Jesus overcame to become this rabbi, a young rabbi, or, a master of prayers and all this. So each one of those little knots at the bottom of his robe represented a victory. And so for her to just have this feeling inside of her that if I could just get to the hem of his garment, I know I'll be made whole. And she couldn't just walk up to him and touch him because, women didn't do that in those days. And it wasn't possible. He was surrounded by a crowd of people. But she had to crawl underneath the people around them. And when she touched the hem of his garment, she was immediately made whole. Inside of herself, she felt the healing. But Jesus also felt the healing because of virtue. Virtue concerned the faith aspect of this. Faith went out. And when faith went out, he knew he needed a confession of what had happened so that this faith could be complete. She had to come out of where she was to, she had to come through with what she had done in her resolve. She had to make her confession known. And when he said, "Who touched me?" And all the disciples was like, "Well, all these people around you, he's saying, who touched you?" He said, "No, that was a different touch." And the woman came forth with tears and confessed, above all, she had this feeling of being, dejected, but she knew she was healed. And by her doing that act, Jesus said, "Daughter, thy faith has made thee whole." Now, if you go forward, you'll find that when he went to the little girl, he said, "Talitha cumi," and that meant, "Damsel, arise." In other words, both of these instances, Jesus was empowering us as women, that he came not only for the Jews, he came for Gentiles. He came to touch those who people had not touched, who they wouldn't touch. He came to make a difference. How can we apply this to our lives today? When we have a problem, we need to reach out to Jesus. Grab hold to all of his accomplishments, things that we know he have done, and apply it to our lives today. And in doing this, we can get resolve and we can get the feeling that we have a chance, we have an opportunity to go forth. We have an opportunity to press forth with faith and get delivered of our issues. Women, this is our time. With this Me Too thing going on and all these things that are happening around us, this is now our time to make a difference in the lives of someone who is feeling this very same rejection. We can lead them to Christ because only Christ can deliver us out of our difficulties and what we're feeling. He can give us peace beyond understanding. Thank you.